Have you ever felt like your own heart was speaking to you, not with words, but with a quiet certainty that refused to fade? Maya had never believed in such things. She trusted logic, plans, and to-do lists. But one night, when the storm outside mirrored the one in her mind, something changed. The rain poured endlessly, as if the sky itself wanted her to stop running and listen. The sound of raindrops filled her tiny apartment, creating a rhythm that made the world feel distant. The soft yellow light from her desk lamp fell across scattered notebooks, dreams she once had, but no longer dared to touch. She sat by the window, knees pulled to her chest, watching the city blur through the glass. Her breath fogged up her reflection, eyes tired, spirit heavy. "I don't know if I can start over again," she whispered. The rain tapped on, patient and steady, almost as if it were answering. "You can," a voice replied, not from the room, not from outside, but from somewhere deeper. She froze. "Who's there?" The voice was calm, warm, and familiar. "I am the part of you that never gave up. You can call me Strength." Maya almost smiled through her tears. "Strength? You've been quiet for a long time." The voice replied gently, "I only speak when you stop drowning in noise." She took a deep breath. "What do you want from me?" "Just one thing," Strength said. "Move. Even if you don't know where it leads, movement is how hope finds you." The next morning, the rain still whispered outside. Maya put on her old coat and stepped into the wet streets. Every puddle reflected fragments of light, broken yet beautiful. Each time she thought of turning back, Strength whispered, "Just one more step." She passed her old workplace, the corner cafe where she used to write, and finally stopped in front of a small community center. On the door, a paper sign read, "Volunteers needed, creative writing for children." She hesitated. It wouldn't pay her bills. Her practical mind screamed no, but something quieter, that same inner warmth said, "Try." Inside, a man with kind eyes greeted her. He said, "We help children write stories about their dreams. It's unpaid, but it changes lives, sometimes theirs, sometimes ours." Maya hesitated again. Her rent was due soon. Her bank balance barely covered groceries. She had been adding water to her soap to make it last longer. But a thought came. Maybe joy is also a kind of survival. Strength whispered, "Begin before you feel ready." Maya nodded slowly. "All right, I'll give it a try." The first Saturday, she helped a shy boy named Arab write a story about a turtle who refused to stop swimming even when the sea turned dark. When the boy smiled, something inside Maya shifted. It wasn't money, but meaning. When she left that day, her shoes soaked from puddles, her heart felt lighter than it had in months. Weeks passed. Each Saturday she returned. Just one more weekend, she told herself. But the more she gave, the more she received. Laughter, stories, the sparkle in children's eyes. Yet sometimes she still passed job boards with ads for real work. Doubt whispered, "This won't last." And Strength would quietly remind her, "Keep walking. The road builds itself as you move." One rainy afternoon, the man from the center handed her a letter. He said, "A friend of mine runs an educational publisher. They're searching for someone who understands storytelling for kids." Maya laughed softly. "Me? I'm no expert." He smiled. "You've been becoming one all along." When the publisher later offered her a position as a children's story editor, she stood stunned. All the unpaid Saturdays, the quiet moments of doubt had been steps leading her here. She realized something profound. Purpose doesn't always appear before effort. Sometimes it's born because of it. On her first morning at the new job, she stood before the mirror adjusting her coat. "Thank you," she whispered. "For what?" Strength asked. "For walking with me when I couldn't see the road." "No, I didn't walk. You did. I was just the light you followed. Some people wait for certainty before they begin, but the truth is, certainty grows after you take the step. Courage isn't loud, it's the quiet voice that says, try again tomorrow. Maya learned that every act of movement creates meaning, and every small act of kindness brings us closer to ourselves. Life will always test you, sometimes by removing what you cling to. But strength teaches us this: fear can't stop you once you start moving. Action transforms uncertainty into clarity. Growth isn't about avoiding storms, it's about learning to dance in the rain. Hope isn't something the world gives you. It's something you plant, water, and protect, even when the soil feels barren. Every fall carries a hidden lesson. Every ending conceals a new beginning. When you meet life with courage, you don't just survive, you become. The path ahead will always hold unknowns, but with strength as your companion, you'll never truly walk in darkness. Like Maya, you'll discover that even the faintest inner light can guide you home, if only you dare to take that first step.